Well, we're joined live from Nazareth in the West Bank by Diana, Middle East analyst and former advisor to Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas. I suppose, given that there was no mention of Palestine at all, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, I suppose you might actually be quite relieved given some of the things they've been saying in the past about the conflict.
Precisely not. It's the fact that we've now seen this first debate as well as two conventions in which this issue has not at all been raised. And it's very alarming to me that an issue that is so central not only to the region but to the entire world right now is something that has been completely ignored. Instead, what the candidates seem to be focused on is on Iran, rather than focusing on the fact that it is Israel that has nuclear weapons right now and that this is not a disarmed Middle East. And so I'm rather concerned that they seem to be glossing over the Palestinian-Israeli conflict and instead focusing on the side issues rather than the central issue.
Yes, but whenever the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is mentioned, it's purely as some sort of vessel in order to show that one is more pro-Israel than the other. I mean, it's not really going to advance Palestinian rights, is it?
Precisely. This is exactly what we've seen time and again when it comes to every single election, that the candidates bend over backwards to try to demonstrate how pro-Israel they are, but what they fail to do is to demonstrate how pro-peace they are. None of these candidates has come forward very clearly and indicated what they're going to do vis-a-vis Israel's occupation of Palestine. None of them have made any strong statements regarding whether there is a peace process or will be a peace process. None of them have said what their vision is for the Middle East. Instead, all they've come out and said is that they must protect Israel. We've heard these statements time and again. What they haven't said is what are the Palestinians' rights? What are they going to do to ensure that there is no conflict in the region? And sadly, I just haven't heard that. And so for me, I'm left with the thinking that while everybody's talking about maneuvers in terms of how many troops are going to be in the region, nobody's talking about how it is that they're going to actually try to end this conflict and make sure that there are no troops in the region.
Nonetheless, though, despite Obama's statements to AIPAC and others about his staunch support of Israel, you do sometimes get a sense that Palestinians, that many around the world sort of give him a free pass. They sort of say, well, look, of course he's not going to mention anything about Palestine. He won't get elected then. But once he's in the White House, then he'll be very pro-Palestinian. He'll sort out all these foreign policy issues. Is that the case?
This is what a lot of people believe. This is traditionally what people have believed in the past, not only when it came to Barack Obama, but other candidates, most notably Clinton. People believed that if they just stayed quiet when it came to the election period, that Clinton would eventually turn around and it would eventually bring peace to the region. And he did not. During his period, we saw the highest growth of settlements in the West Bank, and he did very little, in fact, to stop it. So similarly, people are kind of giving a pass to Barack Obama in the hopes that if he becomes president that things will turn around. Interestingly, there was a poll that was just released in the Palestinian territories in which more Palestinians favored McCain. And the reason that some of them favored McCain was people thought that there seems to be absolutely no difference whatsoever when it comes to the various candidates, and for this reason might as well continue the strategy that has been followed over the course of the past 8 years. So it's hard to say right now. What I'm really looking for is for one of these candidates, both of these candidates, to come out very clearly and very forcibly, say what it is that they want to see in the region, and not really just talk about the troops and the dates and withdrawals and so on and so forth, but what is it that they have planned for the region? Will I see a free Palestine? Will I see peace in the Middle East in my lifetime?
Diana, thank you very much.